Hello, this is Linda Carruthers, and I have two videos or three videos that I've done on for newbies and those who don't have supplies due to all the stuff. I know we're opening back up, but we're opening back up slowly, so I'm still pretending that we just don't have the supplies just yet. Okay, so because there are some people that out there that still don't have their supplies. The stores are not open. And so anyway, we were using our mail. What's in our mailbox? Comes in our mail. These catalogs that comes in our mail, they are good. See, like this is already a this is in the center. It's your mail order. Well, if you don't mail it in, or if you don't order anything, then here's a piece of paper that you can use to make your journal. It's already folded. You can put it in your journal like this, and you already have a pocket over here on this side. So that you want to decorate it so that it'll go in your journal. Also, they have those little, let's see if this one has it. I think it does, but they have those little inserts, those little envelopes. Yeah. Okay, let me check this other book that I got here. I know one of them does. Yeah, they have these things. This is the insurance thing. It's an envelope. They want you to fill it out and send it in. See? And all you have to do is separate it right here. And now you have a trifold with an envelope on one side. Right here is a card. And this one. Sometimes they're envelopes. So what I want to show you today is what I did with one of these. Mine was trifold already. I didn't have to cut it. But anyway, so that's what I want to show you. And I did it with all the mail. There's a couple of things that weren't in the mail, but everything else is in the mail. Alright. So first thing we need to do is we need to put a background. So I put this red paper. This you can use construction paper or any kind of if you have scrapbook paper or whatever, you can use that. But this is actually this is paper that goes to the printer. And let's see, I thought I brought a sheet with me. Anyway, this is another piece of it. I didn't. But anyway, this one came off my printer. This is printer paper. But you can use, like I said, you can use construction paper. You can use scrapbook paper, whatever you want. That's your background. Now, the way this book started out, it started with, I used this side for the front. Alright. Now the word love I got off of a piece of Christmas wrapping paper. And that's where I got that from. But you can find letters and stuff off of your magazine and put them together. Like these two. And see, there's a D and there's an L. And then you got these letters, but you can move them, you can cut them out and move them around. However you want. Same thing with this. Alright. But that's what I had a piece of that in my stash I had on the table, so that's what I used. Alright. Now, I got this, the Painted Ladies came out of my San Francisco book. that I showed y'all that I had. And I just put it there. So that gave me the idea to put some little ladies on here. I figured, I don't have any old Victorian ladies, but I do have these magazines, and they have ladies in them. Okay? So, excuse me. So, like over here, you got 1, 2, 3 little ladies, and you got this one here. You could cut her out and put on there. So that's what I did. I cut out these little ladies and put on there. Now I was going to I put this shell on there, and that came off of a bracelet that a friend of mine was going to give me, and then this little girl broke it. So she was going to give me to break it up anyway. So she told me to bring it on home. So these are the shells, and these were the little beads that went with it. And so I put one of the shells here, and I was going to take and put a piece of thread, large piece of thread in here, and then wrap it around that way. But she also gave me some other bracelets, like these. And you think, well, that's too little to go around. Well, these bracelets, believe it or not, they go, then you pull them. And you can pull them back as far as you want. So and this bracelet, believe it or not, fits around here. And all I have to do is pull, excuse me, just pull that little bead till it's tight. And there you go. There's my closure. And I keep it above the shell so it don't slide down and come on off. Although it won't, it's kind of snug. I can make it snugger than it. And that's these little bracelets. They come with 2 or 3 different sections on them. And I took the other 2 sections off and left this on there. And I thought that was a good idea. Okay. Now, just going to slide that off. Alright, so this is my first page. So now I open. Now this is just one part. This is just one page. Well, of this. So let's just say this is the envelope page. Because this is what this is. This is the envelope page. See, inside you got an envelope. And I took my pill bottom top, and I put it on there, and I drew a line around it, and I cut it out to make my indentation for my envelope. Alright. Now I decorated my page, and I put one of these pieces out of that San Francisco book. I cut it and put it in here as my background. I also took a piece of material off of off of the curtain that I was using the other day that I had. And I just took a piece of this and cut it off and put it behind here to give it some texture. And then I put the picture on there. I put the little lady on there, but before I put her on there, I found this. This is a picture of some flowers that was in our book, our magazine. And then this was another picture of another potted plant that was in the magazine. It was in the catalog. And so I put them on there. Then I glued our little lady on there. And then I wanted to say something about the picture. And I thought, well, it was perfect outdoor retreat because you're going visiting and you can visit all these painted houses and stuff. You got the pretty flowers and the plants. And she just looks like she's really contented about being walking out there in the flower and plants. So I thought that would be a pretty saying. Okay? And I cut that, believe it or not, out of the magazines. Alright. Then our middle page, I did, this is 2 pockets. And I put this little lady, she was in our book, our San Francisco book. And her little dog was with her. Well, they were too wide to put on there together. So I wanted to put them both on there because they were walking, and that was the picture I wanted on there. And so I cut her out and put her up here, and I put him down here. And then that was on one pocket. And then I put the flowers. This is a tag. So I just made a tag. I just put it on a piece of advertisement board. All that was a piece of advertisement. So I stuck that in there. And then here's that little tag that was in the magazine. So I put it on the back of that advertisement board. And here's going to be my tag for up here. And it says, a dog's love is forever. Okay? So that's my 2 spots. Let me put him back up here. Now, I had a little bit of this material left over. Oh, excuse me. So I put it as background up here. Okay? Alright. Now, I took some of the, on that red paper, let's see, get a piece. This is it. This is the printer paper. See how you got these little dots? And most people just tear those off and throw them away. Do not. Because I used them for trim. See, I used it for trim here. And I used it for trim here. Now, this won't lay flat because of the envelope. But you can keep pressing it back. And I don't have that little glue with the little thin front to glue it down with, so I'm just going to keep pressing on it. But if you did, you could use that. But all I used to make this was my glue stick and my tacky glue. And that's all I used to put this together. Okay? Now, anyway, but that's what I use for my trims. And then over here, this is a page that I had in my stash, and it's just a page out of a book, out of an old book that I don't read or anything. I took my Marker-Lock, took the pink part of it, and I colored it in trim to keep, to kind of give it a trim look. And this joy came off of my Christmas wrapping paper that the love came off of. And I glued the paper down, and then I did the trim in pink. I got this tag. Now this came out of my San Francisco book. I did not put a backing on it because it's kind of thick. See how thick that is? And so I using that as a tag, and you can write on the back of it whatever you like. Now put another piece of that fabric here. This actually is the first piece I put down. And then this was the last piece I put down. But this is the first piece, and it just gives you some texture. There's a little lady that I cut out of the catalog. Alright, and then there's some more of that trim that I put up there. Now, we're going to close this. When we close this, here's this page. Excuse me, did I? Yeah. Alright, this page, it's got the old paper in it from a book, an old book I had. Alright, then here's this page came out of the San Francisco coloring book, and I glued it down. Then I glued the little lady down, that she came out of the magazine. Now, I found this Best Thing Too, and it came out of the magazine, but the word that was up here was not what I wanted it to be. So I did my own little do, Best Thing to Do. And since this is about a family, I thought families would be the best thing to do. It's always the best thing to do. And now I left this part blank, this back part right here blank, so that you can take this little booklet and you can put it in a pocket in another journal, a bigger journal, or you can take and use it like it is. And if you're gonna take and use it like it is, you don't need to cover the back. Or you can, if you want to put something back there, you can. But if you're just going to slide it like a tag or in something in a pocket, you may not want to put nothing on the back here. Okay? But you can always put something back there if you want to. And so that's my little book. I'm trying to find my... I think I had it wrapped with. Oh, here it is. Sorry. So that's my little book. And it's just that simple. You just take stuff out of your mail, things you have around the house. You don't need to buy anything. You got your glue stick. Well, these are the ones we get from the Dollar Tree. You get 4 to 8 of them per dollar. And I use my marker. I got that from the Dollar Tree. And my tacky glue. Now you can't get this big size from the Dollar Tree, but they do have the real smaller size at the Dollar Tree. So if you want to try them out first before you get that big size. But anyway, that is my book for today, my journal for today. And I just wanted you to see what I got done today using just the mail. So if you're still not able to get to your craft store, if you're still running low on supplies, always check your mail before you throw it out and see if there's not something in there that you can use. Okay? Y'all have a good day, a blessed day. God bless you all.